Good morning. Today is Friday, August 14th, and I am at the Missouri Lakes Trailhead. Fancy Pass Trailhead is a couple hundred yards up that way. You can see the parking lot, so definitely a Forest Service road area to get into here. I'd say the last 4 miles is pretty harrowing of it. You're definitely kind of dodging and picking your route, and I definitely did not go down that, so I'm parked up there. So, kind of an interesting story behind everything. The fires really started this week in Colorado. So I'm in Minturn, Colorado, which is just outside of Vail. Probably a total of about 20 miles on roads to get back into here. And originally I was going to do the 3-pass loop, which is kind of like the little sister of the 4-pass loop in Aspen. But if you're on 70 heading west, 30 exits from here, it is closed from an area all the way to Glenwood Springs. So there are major back roads, but just on TV recently, it's even just shown cars and things are just piled up. I'm like, you know, I don't want to deal with that. So instead, I literally last night was kind of just researching and getting a different agenda. So I'm going to do what I call one day overnights. So I'm going to do the Missouri Fancy Pass Loop starting at this trailhead here. It's probably only like a 10-mile hike and change. I could do it as a day hike. But my plan is I'm going to go a little bit more than halfway, get over both the passes, camp out, enjoy it. I'll get up tomorrow, go to my car, and then do a separate trip from here. And if my calculations are right, it's probably a 2-hour drive, but again, it's because the roads are like this, not because of extensive mileage and all that. So should be nice. It was interesting leaving Denver today. You could smell the smoke 20 minutes into the drive, and since it was early in the morning, you could see smoke. It had a red tint coming up in the foothills. It was there. Once you approached the Eisenhower Tunnel, there was no smoke. And then once you got over again in Silverthorne, there was smoke. And in this area, you can't even tell. So again, giant bowl area. So here I go, Missouri Lakes Trailhead. I'm already at 10,000 feet and change, so definitely at elevation. But it should be a good trip. And I didn't read a ton about it other than it looked like something that was interesting trying. So once I get going on the trail, I'll do my first check-in. About 25 minutes into the hike, and here's an idea. Once you're out of the forest, it's like a really difficult Jeep road. A couple areas, it's probably 20%. It's starting to level out right here, but just cool little waterfall. You can hear that. Definitely some major log jams at the bottom of it over there. So once you're out of this forest area, it opens up to these Jeep roads. And again, a couple areas, the second area where it's probably been 20% or so, but very wide open. So I'm doing this in a clockwise direction. I read that you can get most of the climbing done earlier that way. And then there's 2 major passes. So my objective is to get through both of those today. And the other side, find a nice camping spot, set it up. Probably just do a lot of exploring on some of the maybe behind trails. Don't know what that is, but something, okay? But again, cool views. So I'm going to be following probably the trail here. And again, waterfall, big bowl views. So very pretty. On the trailhead, I saw people at the other one. Another reason why I chose this one, so I'm filming. Don't want to be around people, but all right, once I get another good vista, I'll shoot another video. Alright, so there's an area of this trail where it talked about avalanche debris. I think I'm currently in it. So I just came from over there. Wanted to see the waterfall. But as I'm looking at the waterfall, I'm thinking that's maybe a bridge up there. So I may have taken a wrong turn. But the trail, this doesn't look like a trail, but it could be from the avalanche debris. So I am actually going to go over here and get a better look just to make sure I'm in the right area. But again, good look at the waterfall. Got to get through this back over, so I'm gonna head back over that way. All right, so about an hour into the hike, I'm in my first meadow area, and the breeze just started to kick in. Beautiful area. So definitely I'll be heading to elevation again. This starts at 10 and it does go above 12 and change. I think it's both passes. If not, it's at least one of them. So still going along the trail right here. Feeling well and good. Bluebird day. Definitely not very warm out. When I pulled into the lot, I think it said 42. But I'm looking at the flowers now. They still all look pretty good, but I'm sure it's getting close to freezing at night. So, all right, I'm going to keep heading in this direction. And maybe about 30 minutes or so, maybe I'll take a water break. Might try a source of the water here as well, but it's right in front of me. So, nice thing about this area is I've literally had water along the whole thing. Not a problem or issue. I did see 2 other backpackers coming this way, but I was down where I was earlier in the avalanche debris, and I saw them above me, so I didn't talk to them, but I would assume they had a good time too. So, all right, back on the trail. So get a load of this. This is the most destructive avalanche debris I've ever seen. So I just came from over there. So I guess this just happened last year. So it's relatively fresh, but man, this whole area is a giant tinderbox. And I guess I'm at 3 backpackers over there that are gonna fish. So they're doing 2 nights out here, but man. So definitely some cool vistas. So I believe the trail kind of heads in that direction, kind of meanders around. But again, I've never seen anything like this. Only bad thing is it's a giant tinderbox here now. So hopefully it stays nice and moist here and there's no fires. Shade, but I just scared a marmot right between those 2 logs right there. Neat animals, but you don't really want them next to your campsite. They'll chew on your stuff. But the blowdown area, so I'm now obviously in the lower area, but I came literally all the way from over there to circumvent that whole hill. There's logs right on the trail. So again, definite bowl area. Working my way through here and eventually should be hitting my first pass. But I believe I didn't really start my research until like 8:30 last night. I think there was a combination avalanche and a huge windstorm that was obviously catastrophic to this area, but it's very consistent. I mean, in the middle of this, it's not some trees are down, every one of them is down. And I guess again, it was last year. This is not like a 10-year storm ago or something like that. But again, cool bowl area, definitely, and a good area for marmot. So all right, still working my way to the first pass, and I think it is called Missouri Pass. Okay, I'm now a good 2 hours into the hike, and I'm at one of the primary lakes. And as you see, there's actually snow way over there as well. So the lake is way on that side, so I've kind of been doing it. So I'm getting ready to hit my first pass. The first one is just a touch under 12, and the next one's closer to 12.6. It's actually getting cold. So my next shot, I'll probably have my jacket on. I'm gonna get it out and get it ready. It's not freezing, but enough I can tell the wind is blowing when I get up there that it'll be real. But definitely cool, nice shot, peaceful lake. Did get water out of there, so I've been drinking up. So I've got 2 containers that I'm taking up right there, so plenty of water right there. Nice and green. The flowers are still pretty doing all right up here. All right, a little bit more of a break. And it looks like the trail, you can't really see it, but it's going to go through the pass. It's somewhere up through there. So once I get to the pass, or I'll probably get some really good vistas on the way up, I'll probably shoot a couple of videos just so you have an idea what it's like on the way up. Not sure the name, if this is Missouri Lake or not, but much bigger than the last one. That's the general direction I've been coming from. You just get a nice view of the vistas here. And I am heading, gotta be the pass night general direction over there. So again, there's 2 of them. So still in the way, but beautiful. And try not to capture them. I got people literally right in front of me here fly fishing. All right, gotta keep on moving on. All right, I'm now approaching the 2 climbs. This being the first, and this is the real deal right here. That is a really good pitch. So look at that. You can see the trail, and that just goes straight up there. So, all right, time to do it. So hopefully the next video is at the top. Maybe on the way we'll see, but it looks like it's gonna be windy and kind of yucky. So I'm gonna get moving. When I say that, it's not gonna be fast. It's just gonna be a good cadence. So, all right. All right, I'll shoot one video on the way up. So the view's awesome. Here's the trail. Not pretty. You don't see it more than like 15 feet in front of you, but it's there. A lot of pike and marmot in here. That's just a general view of the lake where I was coming from, and the trail came up. You can see it very well from here. I'm gonna say 2/3 up, unless that's false and I can't see it all, but getting there. It's actually pretty. Wildflowers all over. Great green grass. So the mountain goat that live here, pretty good life. All right, so hopefully 2/3 up. Keep going that way. All right, now I'm at the top. There was a false summit, so I was not right earlier, but beautiful view. So say goodbye to that side and hello to over here. Should flatten out for the next pass. Curious if it's visible. Sound audio will be bad, it's pretty windy. Maybe really windy. Alright, I do see some brown ahead, maybe. Probably can't, but I think I see the trail, so alright, put this away, head down, flatten out, and back up again. Alright, so I just came from over there, and from here it looks like it's an easier up this way. I do not want this trail. It's pretty, nice lake over there. But here's my next sighting, that is the Cross Creek. So I'm now going to Fancy Pass, so I'm gonna take a quick water break. And then my next shot will probably be at the base of Fancy Pass, which is the highest pass. But right now approaching probably 12,000 feet, and I think that goes to 12,600. I'll look at my map later, but definitely a neat bowl area with some snow, and there was definitely snow at the top of that. And I expect to see more. And the wildflowers are definitely out. All right, I can now visually see the next pass, so literally straight in front of me. Trail kind of goes this way, through there and up. And if you look over here, that's where I just came from. So I'm approaching that elevation just by being on this flat area over here as well. So, all right, I'd say in about 20 minutes I'll be on my true ascent. And it looks pretty steep, but not super duper far. So once I get over that, it should be pretty much downhill from there. So, wide open trail. I'm a little hot now, but I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt, so I'm leaving the jacket on to do these passes. As soon as I get to the top and down a little bit, I'll take it off. The beautiful open areas and bowls. I am seeing people now. They're all going from the other direction. But I believe the way I am doing it is in theory harder, but you get your climbing done earlier in the day. So I figured that was a good idea. All right, maybe once I'm at the halfway point, I'll shoot another shot just to get an idea of the perspective of where I'm at. All right, so I'm halfway up. Here's the trail going down. You can see a couple backpackers over there. I bumped into 6, 7, 8 people all coming down. Again, I'm going this direction, so once I can get through there, I should be scot-free on the downhill. But just again, a general look of the bowl area. Gorgeous. So again, that was another lake route there. All right, you see where I gotta go, so I gotta keep on going. All right, pretty windy up here. It's a Fancy Pass, 12,600. I'll have to look that. Here's in front of me. The trail goes around that rock. You can see the brown trail. So really the steepness starts about right about there, the brown trail. So let's see where I'm going. The gully over here and back into the tree line. Yeah, So I'm definitely coming down a rock pile. Those fresh tracks are mine right there. Going right up there. So it's hard to see the trail, but when you're on it, you can see it visibly, but it is just all rock. And almost, a lot of people ahead of me, starting to turn back to dirt and tree line. So I'd say I'll be in tree line in half hour. All right, I am finally down the rock pile. That whole trail was all rock. So again, I'm not going to Holy Cross City, but rather Fancy Lake Trail. And there's a lake right over there. I just filled up in water, and there's a sign about not camping right by the lake. I'm not planning to. I'm hoping to go a couple more miles, not a lot more. I don't have to like rush. I don't have a super long drive, but I do have to make a decision tomorrow if I'm going to go to the next site and the drive and all that, or I'll have to do it another time. You know, it really depends on the timing, because obviously I don't want to get it to a trailhead at noon or so, so I'm not going to have a lot of miles to do tomorrow. But you get the drive and the road in the town and all that, so we'll see how it goes. But either way, I'm going to enjoy this afternoon. So most of my climbing is probably done. I don't consider that climbing, that's just get over the hump. So I believe the trail kind of meanders around this way, and it should be getting into the tree line that I'm now firmly in with water. So great day so far. Just bumped into a pretty good number of people. Literally everyone else is doing it the opposite direction. And again, I didn't read a lot about this way, but I heard mine was a little harder that way. And now the tough miles are over. So now on the latter part of the trip, it's easier going. So all right, I'm going to get some more drink into me, and again head the trail that way, probably only a couple miles or so. All right, it's about 3 o'clock. I've been going slow the last half hour, so I'm looking for a site, but I want something that is not right on the side of this trail, and I'm having zero luck. Saw one maybe, but it's like a giant cliff over there and the water's way down there, so I want to be by the water too. So I'm hoping this goes to a meadow or something. I'm thinking if I keep going, it will. But I'm also not that far from the car. I could easily day hike out of here. But I did come here. I want to do one night out here. I enjoy doing that. So again, relatively easy trail. Very quiet. I did not film by the lake. There was about 5 people there and dogs. I talked to them, but I didn't film there. But very pretty, and I saw 2 tents there. And I did kind of look around it, didn't see anything else, and I didn't want to crowd other people, so I did not do it. So all right, hopefully my next video is of me finding a decent site. Well, guess what? As I thought, I am now back at the parking lot. So this is more of a training exercise with a 35-pound pack, going over 2 pretty large passes, one at almost 12, one at about 12.6. Whew, definitely full up here now. So literally, if you're going to backpack this route, you got to within a mile of each pass camp there. There is absolutely nothing down here. So I'm going to go on this road, see if I can find something. So I still want to camp out tonight. It won't be the same, but there's just nothing in these areas worth doing next to the trail. So all right, I think I'm going to head to my car and audible on my plan B. All right, this is probably one of the strangest audibles I've ever done on a trip, but so I got the car behind me, and I didn't care for the road right here, and I said, you know what, I've been on a road like that enough today. So I am basically gonna go as far into here as I can, which is probably by those trees over there in the shade. Make this my site. I'll explore back there, see if there's water. Literally one of the times I go out is I didn't bring a supply of water, and I usually have one in my car. Didn't do that, but I do have ironically, at the last video where there was water on the site on my trip, I did get water there. So, and I actually had pizza that I was going to have for tomorrow and a bag of chips, so that may be my dinner tonight. So we'll see. I'll make it work. But if anyone is watching this video and starts it right here and they see a guy from that car there put on a backpack, come over here and set up, I'll be honest, I wouldn't watch that video either. So keep in mind, I actually did do a pretty good journey today carrying this 35-pound pack. I'll do my itinerary of it later, but like I said, I still want to spend the night out here. It's peaceful, it's beautiful, so I will make this work. Good evening. So my car, yes, it is literally 100 yards that way, but I am still camping out tonight in the woods. I'm gonna explore back here in a bit, but I figured I might as well have my dinner now so I can do all that. I'll be honest, these are things that were not on my menu, that were in my cooler in my car. So I got leftover pizza, chips. This is still the Gatorade I got from earlier today. So I don't think there's any water here. I don't hear anything, but I'm gonna explore back here for a bit. All right, so I'm gonna have a non-conventional dinner. Maybe get my stuff set up in there and go exploring a little bit. So the Audible will still work out. Still in the middle of the mountains, very peaceful area. I'm probably a third of the way done with that dirt road as well. But trailhead was packed when I left, and I kind of knew after I got water, I was like, I'm not going to find anything. And believe me, I was looking. I was willing to, even if it was a couple hundred yards short, if there was honestly just sites to go, I would have taken one, but there wasn't. So again, if anyone ever does that loop, make sure you camp at either side of one of the last passes. All right, maybe I'll check in later on tonight when I'm in my tent. Good evening. It's pretty buggy out here, so I'm actually getting into my tent right here. If I sit in the chair, they'll come get me. If you walk around, you're okay. Take a look at the smoke over there. So it's definitely coming in. It's not very breezy right now, 1 or 2 miles an hour. And as I speak, it's actually getting better. But the sun behind me is just starting to go down now, so I will probably read my Kindle for a while, maybe do a map review just of the trail I did today. So again, I'm probably only 5 miles away from there, and I wasn't going to play games with it. It's an open area. Definitely nothing magical. You can tell there's been some good parties here. I've been to the car twice. I've actually got rid of most of my stuff since obviously I don't need to leave trash out, use my bear ball and stuff, so I literally brought most of it back. So I'm going to read the Kindle, maybe check in one more time, and just relax for a little bit. This is really the first time I've sat down today, so it kind of feels good. All right, so it's 6:45, and again, I'm in my tent because I've got some buzzing neighbors. You might be able to see them a little bit here. So I figured I'd do a recap. So again, yesterday, literally about 8:30 is when I actually decided my itinerary. So I have this booklet right here, pretty cool. So the descriptions are very short and narrow. So I am at Missouri Lakes Fancy Pass Loop. So my total elevation gain was 2920. Missouri is 11986. Fancy Pass is 12360, and it's about 8.7 mile loop. So that's an example of the miles right there. I felt like I did double that, but I really didn't right there. So again, I finished it. So I would recommend if you were to backpack that. So literally to me today was almost like a training day. Just I carried 35 pounds on my back. I would recommend on either side of the pass, you want to stay there. There were some lakes. So I did look at one, but there were people there and they had dogs. And I was just under the impression that, oh, there'll be open meadows and areas by water on the way back to the car. Obviously I was wrong. So I am now pseudo car camping and backpacking right here. The map itself, again, it was an easy route to follow right here. So here's the map right here at the lake right here. I did go in the clockwise direction right here. So it would make a great day hike, but the only thing is, if you were day hiking that, so I think I spent 6 hours, you could maybe get it done in 4. That would literally equal the drive time from the Denver metro area. So I would probably hook something else onto it. So technically, I had another one on here as well, but this dirt road is quite lengthy to get out of right here. The lot was full, but if I do that, it's probably 2 hours to get out of here, get back on the highway. I had another one selected, but I think I'm going to probably have to put that for another time. So I do like the idea of doing the quick one-nighter. So I took today off. It was a Friday. You could do it on a Saturday and still get everything done that weekend. So, all right, I'm going to read my Kindle for a while, just relax. I don't smell the smoke, but I definitely see it, and I'll check in the morning. Good morning. It's Saturday, August 15th. Yep, that's right. It's about 7:45, and it was an interesting night last night. I actually had a couple of coughing fits in the middle of the night. So I do have allergies. Probably tell my voice now. It doesn't look horrible right now with the smoke, but look at the top of my tent. It's a little bit, I've only been out for a couple minutes, and it is covered with a very fine white ash. So definitely, for real, the fire's up here. Again, not in this immediate area, but, hour away from here. And again, the interstate is closed, 30 exits from here. So there's my car over there. No one showed up last night. You can see a couple motorhomes over there. They got generators running. So I'm probably going to pack up, have a little bit of a breakfast change, probably head back. I'll check out Silverthorn, but again, it takes me 2 hours to get out of here on the roads and all that, I probably won't do my secondary trip, and I'll save that for another time. So again, my itinerary on this one was a Missouri Fancy Pass Loop, 5 miles that way, and it was a great trip. But again, if I was to backpack it again, get better information, I would definitely try to stay more in the middle sections right after the passes, because there literally was no other places to camp. So that'll do it for this trip, so thanks for watching.